England top Group F on 20 points, having conceded only 3 goals in 8 matches, but their first-choice goalkeeper still remains a hot topic. A win against Slovenia on Thursday will put them on a plane to Russia, but Joe Hart, Jack Butland, Jordan Pickford and Fraser Forster still don't know who will be in the number 1 shirt. 4 goalkeepers are still staking their claim to be England's number 1 next summer. The battle for England's number 1 spot is still raging ahead of the 2018 World Cup. England goalkeepers have a history of high-profile errors in the lead-up to or at major tournaments, many of which have proven costly. At Euro 2016, Hart's mistake in the 21 defeat to Iceland extinguished in any English hope of progressing. Before Hart, Rob Green, Paul Robinson and Scott Carson all had long and successful careers almost defined by high-profile errors in goal for their country. There seems to be a rich pool to choose from right now, but no English keeper is in the Premier League top 5 and none of them look like winning a trophy. So who should save our summer? Graham Stack celebrates saving penalty for Hibs against hated rivals Hearts in 2012. Joe Hart is currently England's number 1, but can he keep hold of his place? Former Arsenal, Leeds and Hibs goalkeeper Graham Stack, who is currently studying for a journalism degree, takes a look. The choice Hart had an indifferent last season in Serie A, with Torino making a few costly errors. However, his coach Sinisa Mihajlovic believed his presence made the team feel more confident and he helped change the mood in the changing room. He found himself returning to the Premier League with his tail between his legs, his confidence dented and ego bruised. He is the most experienced and decorated keeper England has at their disposal. England boss Gareth Southgate given the runaround by Ali, Sterling and co during training session. There are currently 4 players vying for the England number 1 jersey. I feel his demeanour in the last 18 months has mellowed, looking more in control of his emotions and seems more humble. The stopper seems to have matured and behaves less erratically. The 30-year-old looks to have made a conscious effort to change public perception and looks to have finally addressed a flaw I felt was always going to hold him back. Despite playing in a struggling West Ham team for a manager under pressure, he has been consistent and reliable in recent weeks, keeping 3 out of 4 league clean sheets. Butland, famous for having played for England before making his full debut for parent club Birmingham, is now an established Premier League keeper. The 24-year-old from Bristol suffered injury in England's 3-2 win over Germany at Wembley, temporarily derailing his dream of becoming England's number 1. He missed Euro 2016, underwent 3 operations and was sidelined for 13 months. Joe Hart is expected to start for England in their final World Cup qualifiers. Gareth Southgate knows him better than most, both on and off the pitch, having seen him come through the ranks with the under-21s. He is 6 years younger than Hart but seems more mature, just as confident but not as arrogant. When asked questions about his international future and his aspirations at being England's long-term number 1, he makes it very clear: "I not only want to be the best I can be, but be the best in the world." He is currently playing well and looks like after a long layoff is hungrier and more determined than ever to catch up on lost time and take the gloves off. Joe Hart. Jordan Pickford, a product of Sunderland's youth academy, is the youngest, least experienced but most expensive of the keepers in question, carrying a £30 million price tag. Jack Butland is another star in the running for the England number 1 jersey. He had an excellent summer away with England under-21s at the European Championships with a string of fine performances. This gave him the opportunity to showcase his natural ability and potential on the international stage rather than playing for a struggling Sunderland team lacking confidence and form. His pinpoint distribution is capable of setting his teammates on the attack in seconds. His physical frame is the smallest at 6 feet 1 inch, but has the speed and agility to make saves like the others. He has plenty of time on his hands to gain much-needed Premier League and international experience before I feel he can mount a genuine challenge to becoming number 1. Fraser Forster has been in the mix for a while now without managing to make headway at the position his own. Fraser Forster will hope to make a late charge to become England's number 1. He has been involved in the 2014 World Cup and Euro 2016. The Southampton number 1 recently signed a 5-year contract extension and is now an established Premier League keeper. The giant keeper stands at 6 feet 7 inches. He is capable of making the most incredible saves, dominates his area, and although not as pleasing on the eye when striking the ball, he can be as equally as effective. The 29-year-old can sometimes look cumbersome and more awkward other 3, but his sheer size and reach allows him to make equally impressive stops. He is a completely different type of character to Hart. Forster is more reserved and laid back, happy for others to do the talking. My verdict: Jordan Pickford will hope his move to Everton will help his England case. I believe England now has a wealth of top keepers to choose from, and the goalkeeping situation is as healthy as it's ever been. It has strength in numbers and is thriving with a blend of both talent and experience. It is still up for grabs, and I believe over the next 6 months we will have a great fight on our hands between them. None of the keepers will be challenging for silverware at club level, in my opinion, leaving all their efforts on remaining fit and using the Premier League as a shop window to mount a serious challenge on grabbing the gloves for Russia. I see Hart continuing as England's number one into the summer, with continued pressure from the others mounting a strong challenge to dislodge the West Ham man, but to no avail. Joe Hart prepares for West Ham's first home game versus Huddersfield by hiding gloves around East London.